Alrighty, let's continue on with our journey. So, when we last left off, we had just completed the second crystal. And we are about to be taken in with... I think we're going to be captured here, so... Are we powerful enough to just go in as is? I think so, but you know what? Let's make our way over to the town. We'll fight a couple battles, and then from there we'll see if there's any items we can use for these characters with these job classes. I know I've only changed one of the classes, but still. Mike's job is now at level 36. I was playing around with the recording settings, watched a bunch of videos explaining how basically how you shouldn't change it to like full color, and you could technically with recording from a PC screen, and you know it's like, and you might get slightly better colors in pixel games like this and yada yada, and but there could be mismatches when it comes to other games, and it was a little confusing. But huh? What? There's stuff in the tree? I didn't know that. I've never seen that. Okay. Nothing there. Fine. And I might play around with it when I connect an actual capture card for the consoles. Let's see if any of the trees have anything. Anything around here? No. We'll see what happens quality-wise, but I was recording, so I upload at H.264, the standard AVC codec for Twitch and everything else, using a constant bitrate or CBR of 6 megabit, which is the max it can do, and that coincides with about 90% or so of the speed that my internet I can get. I have gigabit down, but in Canada, it is very expensive to get anything more than like 50 megabytes up, or megabit up, which corresponds to like 6.2 or 6.3 megabit, or yeah, megabits or upload. So it works out. It's fine. It just can't do much else uploading while we do the stream. And I switched it to recommended setting, which was a variable bit rate of that, so it can determine does it need the 6 meg or does it need or not. And it can also have, I enabled look ahead on it, which means that it should be even slightly higher quality. It might be a little more taxing, but we're not dropping any frames. It's actually probably going to be slightly better quality with the stream. And I switched from recording with AV1, which is what I was doing to save the last 2 videos and then upload to YouTube later, because AV1 is like super efficient on this new card. But the problem was I uploaded it, and you know, it's like between 9 and 13 gigs for the upload, and it's fine. I have unlimited upload and so on. I just let it go overnight. The only problem is yeah, nothing here. The only problem with doing that is they're not converting 1-to-1 with AV1, or if that makes any sense. Like, they're not taking the stream and using it. They're only doing AV1 videos for large YouTube channels or things that have like thousands upon thousands of views right away. And we don't have that. So it was like, okay, that's kind of a waste. And also, it was taking 9 hours to actually complete the processing of HD video. Everything else beforehand was basically getting stuck at 360p, not the 1080p 60 that was being uploaded. And when it did complete the processing from AV1, it only did an MP4 file or AVC H.264 at 1080 60. It wasn't even converting to a VP9 codec, which is VP9 is close to the same quality that you get with HEVC or H.265, or not 100%, but a little closer to what we get with the new AV1 codec. I'm like, so it's kind of a waste. It's not even encoding it to the right bit rates and the right formats and so on. So I was like, well, this is kind of, useless in the long run. So I was like, what am I going to do? And then I realized, okay, well, then I'll just, no point in doing HEVC because I know that takes forever to process too, and you might not get the same results. So I'm actually recording in H.264, but using a look-ahead quality-based thing at roughly CRF 17, which is higher than you would normally do for, it's basically almost at like parity with what's being recorded on the screen. So hopefully the size won't be too huge, but it's not requiring like very much CPU usage at all, only like 1%. And when I upload that, it's going to be slightly larger in video size. I might have like a 13 to 15 gig file to upload, but I did an experiment where I converted the AV1 file to H.264 and then uploaded it, and it said on screen it's still going to take 9 hours to process, but instead of actually taking 9 hours to process, it took about 45 minutes, and then it was immediately up, and it already had 1080p 60, and it was processing, and I could see that there were VP9 versions. When I used a YouTube downloader, it showed me the versions that were available, and it already had VP9 processing. So I'm like, okay, so that means it's going to be available in more bit rates and more different options for mobile and people, rather than getting stuck with just the one. Basically, makes life a little easier if I don't have to do any conversion and it's just there. And we're not right now processing a lot of video, like adding effects or adding openings and closings. And if we were going to do that, then I would record in AV1 and then just put that into my stream. But also, the editing software that I use doesn't use AV1 hardware decoding yet, only my conversion software. So it just makes more sense to record in a slightly higher bit rate, or maybe even double the bit rate, maybe 20 megs or whatever of H.264, because we're not storing everything locally for a long period of time. We're putting it on YouTube quick and dirty. We're not like Linus or any of these companies where they're storing everything, because it's not critical to us right now. In the future, though, when YouTube does allow for AV1 native like upload, where it takes everybody's and converts it a lot quicker, and not just specific YouTube videos or YouTubers, then it will make sense for us to record, at like somewhere between 10 and 20 megs a second for local downloads, and then do our editing and do our whole editing tool chain in that format. And we'll probably, like, if we record any videos for review, or we start making like more regular video production, or we do like a highlights video where we maybe take some of the streams and put them all together. If we do stuff like that and make like an actual video where we're processing it, I will save a local copy after, like, as an archival copy of the whole stream. So instead of having to have such a high bit rate, in H.264, I'll save for my own personal home server cloud AV1 files, because they can be basically half the size and retain all the quality. So that would be good for archival purposes and future proofing. So I think we've got it sort of figured out. I messed around with different color spaces and stuff, and we're just leaving it as is with the defaults because that's what a lot of people are saying to do in most cases. We'd probably get slightly better color out of these pixel games if I did full RGB on it, but it's not necessary. Most people aren't watching it looking for that, and it creates more of a hassle when it comes to video conversions and editing and stuff. What's most important is that the audio sounds okay, you know, the mic setup's okay right now, and that the mix is good, or at least decent enough, and not overpowering too much one or the other, and that the audio quality is good. Too many people set their audio quality low, and it's like, it only takes, you know, if you leave it at like 128 or 160 kilobits, it's like, why wouldn't you just automatically go to 320, the max that's supported, and, you know, because it'll recompress from there anyway, and this way at 320, it's basically, like, it's not lossless, but perceptually it's the same as hearing it live. And that's such a little bandwidth change, it's not really necessary. So we're gonna go, we're level 20. We'll go to level 22 here, I think. It's probably a good idea. Let's fight some people in here. Just because once we're in the dungeon, we want to be able to breeze through it, and we're not going to take a scholar in there, which is what you use to detect the boss's elemental change. We're not going to do that because we've got Libra, we can check it with the white mage if we choose to, but if we're powerful enough, we'll be able to beat him physically anyway. I'm not going into that town because I know once we go in, it'll trigger a cutscene. And I know that because I most recently played, as in maybe a couple of years ago, the 3D version. I didn't play it on on the Ouya that recently, but I broke out my my DS because I have a DS that I think we found it at, where did I find it? I might have got it from a used game store at one point and I forgot I had it. But my father found a DSi XL at the Goodwill. I think he paid like $5. Like, they had no idea what they got. And he's like, "Can you do anything with this? Can you put games on it for me?" And like, he doesn't play a lot of games. He's turning 65 this year, but what he has gaming wise is we gave him one of those At Games portable like Ataris, and he plays that. And he was a Mario gamer, like on the NES and that. And he's like, "Can it play Mario games on here?" And you know, the short answer is yes, with one of those game cards, and like if we wanted to put emulators on it and homebrew and stuff. But you know, I played it on that for a while. I had to get a cable for it. I think for his birthday, when he turns 65, what we might do is I might do something similar like we did for Birdman, and get one of those emulator clone handhelds with good battery life. Not one of the ones that does all the way up to PlayStation or anything. He doesn't need that. He just needs one with a slightly larger screen that's easy to hold and has some good battery life. And I can load it up with, we won't want to put, he will not play like more advanced games. The last game system that he played and my mom played was they played a lot of Mario Kart on the N64, and they played a bunch of GoldenEye. And I remember coming home one time from school in the late 90s, and they were laughing because they were just using the golden guns and just shooting each other in the face, and they thought that was the most hilarious thing. But anytime the controller started to get more buttons and too many buttons, it was too much. Like, my dad didn't even really play the Super Nintendo much. Literally 2 buttons was the best thing for them. And my mom plays, you know, Tetris, and now she plays stuff on her phone. But yeah, it might be, you know, I could get one of the cheaper ones, maybe even for my mom, for her birthday. She's turning 66 in March. Maybe I'll get her one, and I'll, you know, load it up with Tetris, basically, because that's what she plays. But for my dad, I can load it up with Mario and all this stuff. And especially since, like, he was the guy where, like, if it got hard for him, he loved the Game Genie and trying out weird codes for it and everything. So I know a lot of them we can load up cheat codes, and I can show him how to use that. But I know he would play a dedicated NES, and for him it would not be like really. You would not want to overload it with too many games. He's not going to play. Unfortunately, he wouldn't play one of these RPGs. I think it would be not too much for him, but like I don't know if he would be interested in it. I would love it if he got interested in these kind of games, and same with my mom. But they'd have to be easier. They'd have to find a reason. Like I think if they got hooked, like if they got in their system and got hooked to it, they'd be very happy with it. But I just don't see them at this point. Maybe now that they're retired or retiring, they might actually get into it. But like for my dad, it would be all the Marios, Dr. Mario, Tetris. I'm trying to think what other. Let's make the map bigger there. What other NES titles that they played? It was most of the Marios, and like specifically, I know my dad didn't. Mario 2 he played, but I don't think he ever beat it. Mario 1, I think he beat once. My dad played a lot of Mario 3. He liked Mario 3, and then parents both loved Tetris. Like, my mom, still to this day, well, she's one of those people that every game system was every single game system to my mom was Nintendo. It didn't matter what it was, Sega, anything like that. My dad knew the different names of the systems because he was more interested in the technology and helped us pick out games. But every game system was a Nintendo to my mom. It's the classic, 80s, 90s kid. Mom, stop playing your Nintendo. Mom, it's PlayStation. That's a Nintendo. Stop playing that Nintendo. It's a Game Boy. But that changed a little for my mom. She knows there's a PlayStation 5 out. She knows there's an Xbox because she sees TV commercials. She sees people playing them. She doesn't necessarily know the differences that much, except, one's made by Microsoft, one's made by Sony. And then she knows the Switch is a Nintendo because even when she was working at an old age home, like people with their grandkids or even the people working there would have a Switch with them. So she knows that, but she doesn't necessarily know the difference. She knows Mario is Nintendo. That's about it. But she does know PlayStation. Like, so she'll say, are you playing Nintendo? She doesn't always say Nintendo for every game anymore. She'll say, oh, is that for your PlayStation? And that's only because for years and years and years, we're talking like a decade, when I had a PS3, and even after I had a PS4, I gave my mom the PS3 that we had, and that was her Blu-ray player. And she used that for her Netflix, or not so much YouTube, but like basically that was her Netflix device and then Blu-ray player. And I got her it was a fantastic Blu-ray remote, the official Sony one. So my mom used that even to play music CDs and everything. We had the Slim and then the Super Slim, and she had the Super Slim for like 5 years. So PS3, she understood. I forget, did she play any games for it? I think we got her like the next Tetris for the PS1 for it. And I think we got her a Bejeweled game, but she didn't really play with the remote because she was playing more of that stuff on her phone. But she like 100% knows what PlayStation is, and will refer to PlayStation. She'll be like, oh, Mario. She'll even say like, oh, Mario's on Nintendo. That's not on PlayStation. Because, and she even said like, she goes, I love that PlayStation, the PS3, because that was her media player for literally, like I got a PS3 in 2008, I think. 2007 or 2008. I don't think I could afford it beforehand. I had a PS2 until 2006 or 7. And my brother I bought the Wii in 2006 when it was finally in stock, or early 2007. And my brother got an Xbox, and my friend had a PS3. And then I got a PS3 after. And the PS3 didn't get relegated to the family room, I think, until 2009. And then, like in 2009 or 10, because we got a second PlayStation, literally to use as a used one, to use as when the Slims came out. I got a Slim. That was my first one. So whenever that happened, that's when we got the PlayStation, because I never had the full-size fat one. And then when we got the Super Slim, when we got the Super Slim, we put that downstairs, and I kept the other PlayStation upstairs because we wanted a second one. And that is when she got used to using it, and that's how, you know, like, that's how she watched everything. And my dad never had that, because I think parents split around that time, but so my dad, I think he had, did we get him an NES? I think we got him an NES Mini. So I think he's got that stored away somewhere. But yeah, like, it's, you know, whenever new PlayStation came out, and then when my dad would know what it was, even if he didn't play it. And then when my dad's health took a turn, he almost died in 2019. He had to get some operations, and it was pretty dire. Like, they were close. He was close to having real problems, and his eyesight was going. And luckily, during the pandemic, in 2022, after, you know, years of waiting on a list because of the pandemic, he finally got eye surgery for both of his eyes to remove cataracts, because he was like 95% blind over the course of 2 years. It went really downhill during the pandemic. But right around that time, he was having eyesight trouble. He had another health scare that required emergency surgery, and I had a roommate that was moving out. I had him move in with me because he was not going to be able to live on his own. He just wasn't at that point. He couldn't. Now his eyesight's better, his health is better, that way it's a lot better. But, you know, didn't necessarily want to live with your parents in your 30s, but it was literally a case of Dad has nowhere to go. Dad, you know, he needs a place. So he moved in, and it's been okay. It's been interesting. And, you know, he's very technically minded when it comes to plumbing and electrical work and stuff and all that. But yeah, so he always likes to keep up with technology. So, you know, when the PS5 came out, even if he couldn't see very well, you know, I said, "Hey, Dad, I'm going up to pick up the PlayStation, my pre-order. I'm going to pick up my Xbox, you know, 2 days apart." And, you know, he's looking at it. He's like, "That Xbox just looks like a PC tower." And he felt the weight of it and everything. And he saw on the big screen, he got real close to my 65-inch so he could see. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, it looks pretty good." So he knows about the PlayStation. The PS5, he laughs at how big and ridiculous it is. And he knew about the Nintendo Switch and that. So he hasn't played any of it. He sees when I've had it in the living room playing, and he knows my brother collects stuff and plays games. Just, you know, doesn't necessarily know, you know, what it all is. But yeah, like getting a handheld, and then, you know, now that he can see good, or especially if it's up close, we get like a 4-inch handheld with very simple button controls. And, you know, if I customize the operating system and only put on like NES and a few Super Nintendo games, basically, if I put on all the Nintendo first-party stuff and then puzzles and that, I don't think he's going to play like Genesis Sonic games. I don't think Genesis is worth putting on at all for him. I could maybe sneak on some Sega CD games, like put on a couple of the Lunar titles or something, put on some RPGs, and if he happens to come across them and play them, maybe we'll see what he thinks of them. But if it has to be very simple and easy to control, and I could do the same for my mom. Maybe that's what I'll do is, you know, they're retired. You're retired. Here's your Game Boy, or here's your handheld game. Oh, we're already at 21. So let's go to level 22. Yeah, let's go to level. You know what? Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, let's do this. Let's see if we can get an extra. If we're able to get an extra, whatchamacallit, an extra charge there. But yeah, so that's the history there. And my brother sent me a message. He's a big Amiibo fan. I've got a couple, you know, just random ones. I've never really used them. But he's only missing 20 Amiibos. He has like over 100 and some odd of them. He's missing the Bit Boy, the robot, the Japanese one that's like $800 because it was exclusive. And he's missing a few others. He's missing, I think, Boo and regular Mario. I'm like, and he's like, it's my secret shame. I'm missing some of the most common ones that were common at the time. But so he's at least made a list of things he's missing so that I can keep an eye out for his birthday. And he's the kind of guy that, yeah, he plays Switch, and he had an Xbox Series X, and he actually sold it. Not to, like, he didn't profiteer off of it. He basically sold it after owning it for a year at the full retail price because people were still scalping like crazy. And he's like, no, just basically give me the money I paid for it, because he got himself a 3080 video card, and he was like, you know what? All the games that are exclusive to Xbox are also coming to PC and Game Pass on PC. So he was able to cut away Game Pass Ultimate and just go to Game Pass PC. And then he has a PS5 to play PS5 games. And then the Switch is there for him and his wife. And I mean, she can play games on the other systems too, but it's mostly the Switch, and she plays PC games. So the Game Pass is for them on PC, and I don't think she really plays PS5. It's mostly for him for the single player games. We're pretty much cheesing through all these enemies here, which is good, but we'll gain one more level just because that'll make us that much easier in that battle there. Oh, hey, Ken. And it was collecting dust. Yep, his Xbox was completely collecting dust. It was, like, he was using it occasionally, but then he's like, hey, there's, like, no new games for Xbox. And I was like, well, there's plenty of games. And then I realized what he meant. There's, like, no Microsoft games. And I was like, yeah. He's like, and then I can play all these PC games on my, you know, he has a Threadripper, and he had a 3080. Now he's got a 4090, I think. And he was able to get his work to pay for part of it because it can help accelerate, certain things can help accelerate his environment for compiling stuff for work, because he works for Google. And, you know, not every project's going to need that, but, like, you know, he's able to get upgrades if it helps him work from home. So, you sure this is a 4K Blu-ray? Exactly. Well, and that was the thing. My brother was like, he realized, he's like, I don't need a 4K Blu-ray player in every room, because, like, the way he has his house set up originally before they moved, they had a TV in 2 different rooms that were, like, basically the same TV, and one room had the Xbox and one room had the PlayStation. So that was, you know, that made sense. And then when they moved, they changed. He doesn't have a TV in the basement anymore because their basement's unfinished, and they're eventually going to finish it, but it's going to take a while. And he basically got rid of his 2 TVs and then got one new TV. He got like a 75-inch LG, whatever, one of those crazy high-end ones, the OLED ones, that does, like, it's HDMI 2.1 and does 4K 120 and all that junk. And he's like, we only need one player here. And the only thing he was torn about was, he's like, okay, Dolby Vision is supported on the Blu-ray discs on the Xbox, as well as the DTSX and all that fun stuff, right? Whereas the PS5 doesn't have Dolby Vision, or I don't even think it has DTSX or Atmos at all. It has its own engine, and it just sort of supports the back end DTS HD and all that junk. But he doesn't own a lot of 4K discs, so it's more like the few 4K discs he has, it's not a big deal to not have that for him. What's a bigger deal is, you know, just having, you know, a game system to play the PlayStation games on, because all of their media consumption is done through either their own home Plex server or through, they use a Shield TV. They have I have the 2019, like the tube one, the smaller one, but he's got the Pro version, the larger one, with the more RAM, and that does everything with Dolby Vision and all the apps and everything. So all their streaming is done through that. So he's like, I don't own a lot of 4K. It's not a big deal. They just need to have a Blu-ray player, basically. The fact that it's a 4K player is just a bonus. How far am I? How close am I now? Oh, really close. Okay. So yeah, it's. I was like, are you ever going to get another Xbox? And he's like, I don't know, because my PC does everything. Like, he's debated maybe getting a 4K Blu-ray ROM drive for the PC, you know, just to have that so that they can pop their disc in and inject it through their server that way. But even then, who knows? What I want to see though, like, is he's also got the Valve Index, and with that hooked up to the 4090, I'm like, dude, he's like, yeah, sometime, you know, work or whatever, we'll figure out a time. You got to come over. We'll hook this up onto your head, and he goes, I'll put on Half-Life Alyx, and we'll crank it up to the absolute max for you. Okay, wait for those two to catch up. Oh yes, Ken, since you were here last, started Final Fantasy 3, and you are the White Mage, and I guess you'll be the White Wizard and whatnot, so on and so forth. The problem with 4K Blu-ray drive is that it needs specific Intel driver that's been discontinued for a couple generations now. Yeah. But I think in his case, it would literally be he buys the Blu-ray, the 4K, and he doesn't watch on the computer. I think it would be them making a like full ISO backup of it, and then putting that on their home cloud server to watch on all the TVs in the house. Yeah, you're the White Mage, and for a second I was like, wait a minute, isn't one of the characters supposed to be a girl, either the character that would be JT or Ken here? And I was like, no, that's only in the 3D remake. Everybody is completely gender agnostic in this. It's just everybody with the White Mage just looks the same. So trying to think, Mike's character's died a bunch of times, that's why he's a little behind. Mike's the Black Mage, or sorry, the Black Belt, or what is it? Is it Monk? Yeah, Monk. The only reason I'm the Knight is because I always make the first character Knight. It doesn't matter what game I'm in. And it's funny, my brother, when he was remodeling, he gave me a few things. Basically, he came over one day in December and he's like, hey Alex, here's a bag of shit. And I was like, what's in the bag of shit? And in the bag of shit was two 8K capable, not just 8K capable, like HDMI 2.1, like high-end braided cables. I think one of them's like 3 feet long and another one's like 6 feet. They're basically there for connecting the receiver to the television. I can't use them yet because even though which one is it? None of my actually, wait, is my television HDMI 2.1? No, the TCL 6 Series 65-inch I have in the living room is the 1 year before they made the 120 hertz model. So that's not capable of HDMI 2.1. But that Intel Arc A380 I just have that I'm using right now, that I think is the only, well, that, my PlayStation 5 and my 2 Xboxes are HDMI 2.1 compliant, but like, so I've got those cables ready for when it's time to upgrade. My receiver in the living room doesn't support it, but it's a damn good receiver. Like, I bought it refurbished for, there we go, let's go to town here. I bought it refurbished for $299, and it was a $700 Pioneer receiver. It has Wi-Fi and gigabit Ethernet built in, and like 7 or 10 different streaming platforms. Like you can open up, you can Apple AirDrop things to it, but not just that. Has like Deezer and Tidal, and some of these services aren't even available in Canada, but it has them. It has, I think, is it Apple Music? I think, and Spotify and everything built in, and not just built in. Like you press like the streaming button, it changes the video input to an internal thing within the receiver, and then the receiver, you can log in, pop up, and you can navigate with the controller like you would on like an Android device, and listen to your music that way, directly through it. And it also does DTSX, Dolby Atmos, but it's a 5.2 receiver, or 5 point some 2.1 or something, but it doesn't have the inputs for you have a choice. You can either have surround sound with back or side, or the side or back can then be turned into Atmos ceiling ones, like where it fires upwards, but you don't get the back channels then. So it's that hybrid one that they did like that year, I think 2017 or 18, when that was new. So I mean, it's missing one feature that I would like, but overall it's pretty good. And I think, like, I don't want to use it till it dies or anything, but it is a really good receiver I don't want to get rid of. So what I'd have to do is I'd have to wait till there's like a big sale on like a new receiver that is HDMI 2.1 capable. And and my receiver does do Dolby Vision pass-through. That was the big deal with it too. So all that for $300 a few years ago. I'll get something similar to that, but that has HDMI 2.1, at least on the pass-through to the television. And then I'll take that receiver and probably move it to the bedroom. Even though that's overkill, I would never use it. I usually use Bluetooth headphones or whatever in the bedroom, and I don't have speakers hooked up. But I might move that receiver to the bedroom eventually, and then I'd use like a wired connection to plug in, or just for the capability of changing inputs to that, or it becomes a hand-me-down to my mom or something. But eventually we'll get HDMI 2.1. Like in the bedroom, I'm probably not going to have HDMI 2.1, because unless a deal comes up, because I would replace the one in the living room first, but 65-inch I think is too big and heavy for the wall mount that I have. I have a 50-inch plugged in there. So the trade-off I'm going to have to come up with is, hey, do I get a new television that's 65-inch for the living room, and then figure out what to do with the 65-inch in the living room, see if it can possibly fit on the wall here without being too heavy, or get help mounting a new system in here? Or do I get a 50-inch HDMI 2.1 capable TV that does 120, so that when I'm in the bedroom I can game well, but that the living room won't have that? So I think I'm leaning towards the bedroom TV being the 120 hertz one, even though technically it probably would be a better experience in the living room. But then again, if the living room is being used mostly to watch things like TV and that, then maybe just keeping that TV as is probably a better option. And in the bedroom, where I might do more gaming. Oh, here we go. Now we're being captured. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, talking out loud, it's probably going to be that I replace the TV in here, because this is a TCL 4 series. Maybe replace it in here with whatever is a TCL, or maybe a Hisense or something equivalent, and then this TV moves over to my mom's place, and she can have it because she's got my old 50-inch that's turning purple, and she's like, it's fine, I don't need a new TV, because she refuses to pay for anything. So maybe she'll just get this one in the next year or two or something. Got Trader Hines, King of Blade, the Royal Sword somewhere. The Royal Sword's right near the end, I remember that. Shrink yourselves. Okay, they gave me a copy. Oh. Well, he's dead. And what's the king got to say? All right. So we can't get up that way. What's over here? This would be a bad guy, right? Take down Master Hein, you say? Nope. And he's dead. Nice. So, I don't know if you were in here, Ken, yet, but when I talked at the beginning, I found out that recording an AV1 is okay if you're going to be doing a lot of editing or storage right now, but uploading it to YouTube, it uploads, fast, and it's not a huge size. 9 hours to process the 1080p 60 video, and until then, it's stuck at 360p. Let's see here. So there's a guy down there. I was trying to see, is there some way to talk to that guy down there? Maybe he's just there for show. Anyway. So yeah, 9 hours. Is this going to turn me back? No, good. And then after it processed the video, it was only H.264, so it had to convert it back there. It didn't even convert to VP9, which is, better than that. And it didn't use AV1 because it's only reserved for the top YouTubers or if you're uploading 4K. And I'm not doing 4K 60 because I'm not even playing on a 4K 60 screen. So because of that, it was kind of a waste. And then I was like, okay, I converted it last night to H.264. It was double the size, but, retained the same quality. And then I uploaded that, and it still said, 9 hours processing. But within 40 minutes, it had everything. It just, boom, it went over. And it started converting to VP9 because I went to a YouTube downloader to see what formats were available. And VP9 started showing up. So I'm like, okay, so it's actually better for me to record right now in H.264. Also, my conversion software has full support for AV1. But my editing software, I'm not using DaVinci Resolve right now. That's a little more than I need. The software that I use doesn't have the Intel hardware decoding for AV1 implemented yet. So it's kind of a waste to do it right now, but it's amazing to have. Absolutely amazing to have. So I've also found some settings on what to change. I'm leaving it at the default right now, which is was it NV12, which is the color space. So it's using chroma subsampling, yada yada yada. I could have changed it to RGB, but it's overkill, and it also causes some problems with editing software. It might retain a little bit more quality than this, but for such a small amount. And the color space, I've left it at Rec 709, which is enough for HD TVs and everything. Again, I could have put sRGB, and it would have retained a little more color, but can cause problems. Also left it to limited instead of full range, even though full range would look great on PC. Watching full range, if somebody watches on a TV, or if their monitor's not great or their setup's mismatched, it'll either crush things or make things too light. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to mess around with that. I left that there, but I changed it based on some recommendation settings. Instead of a CBR, constant bit rate 6 meg upload, it's set to a look ahead, so LA VBR at 6 meg, so it can be 6.6 megs a little bit, or it can dip down to 1 meg if it's not a complex scene, and it will actually help somebody who's watching my stream not have to deal with quite as high bandwidth the whole time, and it will help me upload it. I don't have to use my full bandwidth the entire time. And for the recording, instead of recording at 10 or 12 megabit, which would be perfectly acceptable, instead of having to do that, I can do it at I've set it to look ahead, or LA, and then VRQ, VQR, whatever it is, the quality rate, where you set it to CRF 19 is considered pretty good for HD. CRF 18 is usually what you see as being 90% imperceptible from Blu-ray. I set it to CRF 17, so for this kind of pixel art stuff, it's going to actually be a much lower bit rate. But for things that if I start streaming more realistic looking games, it'll be a little higher, but it's still pretty efficient. So it's going to be pretty good. And that'll allow me when I upload to, if I have to leave it uploading overnight, like a 20 gig file, no big deal. They'll recompress all they need to, but it's just basically anything to leave less processing for YouTube and let YouTube have the most amount of different codecs and sizes it can use to help people watch. That's all that really matters. And in doing all this, it only increased my CPU usage to like literally 2% for OBS's recording processes, up from like 0.9% that was there when I was using AV1, because it's so highly tuned for AV1. Let's see here. How do we get over there? Where's the... Oh, down there. Okay. Is there any other hidden stuff here? No. Yeah, the YouTube not having integrated AV1 100%. It's integrated for anybody on YouTube Premium, which is what I've been a part of. I didn't realize that it's integrated for me to watch, but it's not integrated for me to upload or ingest into. That's only for like high-end YouTubers or low to medium-end YouTubers that have a lot of views on a specific video. It'll manually convert on their end. Whereas, like, wouldn't it be easier if I just gave them the AV1, but it's not even looking for that. So it has to manually convert them. And unfortunately, unless you're a higher end YouTuber that does that, it doesn't use their hardware ingestion encoder for it. So if I was uploading, the most ideal right now would be if I were to upload VP9 video. If you upload a VP9 video, it doesn't process. As long as the VP9 video is at the same bit rate that they use, and you can just use a standard setting for that, it will literally ingest it immediately, and you have the 1080p copy right away in VP9. The problem is, VP9 this is a weird situation. VP9 hardware encoding is something that QuickSync does, but not Arc Alchemist QuickSync. The newest generation removed it. I have full decode capability. And some of the CPUs, if I had an Intel CPU that was a generation or two old and this Arc Alchemist card, I could use the encode engine for VP9 from that as part of that dual system where it uses both in one. But I can't. So they removed VP9 to give AV1 support, because AV1 is the codec replacing VP9. And they also removed, what was it? I believe it was something weird like HEVC had a 12-bit encoder, or it was, what was it? I think it was H.264 10-bit at one point had a Intel hardware encoder. They removed something there. They removed the ability to VP9 was the big one they removed. And it's funny, so like I would have to use CPU encoding, and I tried it like to convert the AV1 or the MP4 file to a WebM VP9, and my 3-hour 30-minute video was going to take 5 hours to convert on the fastest setting. And I'm like, so it's going to take me longer to convert it than it would be for YouTube to do it. And at the same time, I tried doing saving my recording at VP9, like using software, and my CPU utilization, and I'm not talking like just overall Windows utilization, that was maxing out, but it went from this like 2% being used to like 80% being used within OBS to record, because it is a complex codec like HEVC, and it's like, no, it's not worth it for me. So I'll just like, screw it, H.264 on a high quality, perceptual quality preset at 60, 1080p 60. That's enough for me to save it at for now. And then, what will change will be if YouTube does implement AV1 for everybody, or Twitch does, then I will literally change it. Because I wouldn't even care if I upscaled it. because even if I'm using my portable monitor, which is 1080p, even though my TV is 4K, I'll use the portable monitor to be my gaming aspect to it. If that's the case, I don't mind playing at 1080p, and then I can use AV1 to upscale it to 4K because YouTube's ingestion engine prefers 4K. I can do 4K 60 with AV1 and use like 90% less CPU usage than using VP9 at 1080p. Yeah, see, I've downloaded DaVinci, but what I'm going to do is I still have to decide whether I'm going to use it or not. I've got to see what software. I think I get Power Director or something with this video card, which I guess has the codecs built in. But you know, I still use that Tsunami MPEG MPEG encoder or MPEG mastering works for some conversion and then for some basic video. I've been using it for years. It's super efficient. It really is, and I really like it. But it hasn't had an engine update for the newest codec, and it just had an update for bug fixes and that, which is great. 100 gil, nothing. But it hasn't had a major version update in a couple of years now since I got a review copy of it. And I just get the feeling that version 8 is what they're waiting for that. I mean, and even if they don't, even if I didn't get a review copy, and there's like an update where you have to pay for the engine increase or something or whatever, I would do it because it's something I'm super comfortable with that I've been using for 15, 20 years. And Affinity Suite, isn't that part of DaVinci? Yeah, not destructive editing. That's true. Yeah. Like, so yeah, you know what? It's worth me. I'm not afraid of trying new things. I'm just used to one particular thing, and I can do it very quickly. And of course, for basic video converting, like if I have to convert something that if I want to use right now, like I can do all my editing with H.264 or HEVC in Tsunami MPEG encoder or Tsunami MPEG mastering works, no problem, or any other device, and then, you know, output like a super high quality, like 60 megasecond file. I can do that, and then if I want to convert it to AV1, or I can use Handbrake and it does it all fine, or I can record, you know, my raw data in AV1, no problem, and use Handbrake to pretty much at whatever certain settings losslessly convert from AV1 into a format that my stuff uses if I wanted to. But if DaVinci Resolve allows everything, and I did read that they have integrated full ARC support, if that's the case, great. Then, you know, if I get used to using that, I have no problem using it. As long as they're not going to try to pull some BS stuff where the consumer personal one, you know, they start locking out. I'm not talking like locking out like super advanced features that only professionals would really actually use, but like if they start blocking out stuff like, hey, yeah, we have quick sync support, but we've turned off AV1, or we've turned off these advanced features of quick sync because we want you to pay, you know, piece by piece, then I won't like it. So I have to look into everything. I know a lot of people say that they use DaVinci because of the free aspect of it. There's the Royal Sword. Nice. And Freezing Blade. So I think we're at the end. Or are we? No, not quite. Is there any other maybe hidden thing in here? No, it looks small enough that there wouldn't be anything hidden. See, I see those things look like giant eggs. So, finished recording this week's main podcast with Birdman shortly before I jumped on the stream here. That was fun. When you end up listening to it, though, is Ayla decided to be all persnickety, and you could hear her fighting with the other cats like multiple times throughout it. And it's like, oh god, we're trying to record, cat. We did our news. I still got to edit my review. It's recorded, just haven't done the editing for it. Birdman has his all ready to go, I think. Or he's recording his tomorrow. He's busy most of the weekend. Usually we record right after lunch on Sundays to get ready for the week, but just wasn't going to work because he was going to be busy. And I think next week he's hoping to be on it, but if not, if we can't find a time to record, it's going to be a solo show with Alex just to get it through, but he'll have reviews in ready. And then the week after that, we're not 100% sure because I think next week Birdman said he's going to be doing a volunteering thing with some, I think it's an art installation, which is kind of neat. Let's sort by item. I am going to turn, let me see, turn that down just ever so slightly. How's the mix sounding? I don't want to make it hard to hear if it's like music's too loud when I'm talking. Let me know. I can turn it down if I need to. Oh, but let's see here. Now for Affinity, not going to upgrade 2.0, but might eventually. It's only going to cost me like 20 bucks. That's not bad. Engage stream tentatively going to be around 7 p.m. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'll check it out. I'll jump in. And I'll see how that goes. What capture card are you using? Let's do a quick save here. Oops, I forgot. Man, controls. Here we go. It's Hein the Mage. So this is the one where they want you to read his stats, but I'm not gonna do that. Well, actually, I'll do it at the beginning here. Libra. And whatever it is, we'll try Blizzaga. Okay, no weaknesses yet. That's fine. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll do that. You'll do Cura. You'll do Blizzaga. Oh, the Elgato PCI card. Yeah, so I ended up getting one of these Chinese things. It's not an internal card. It's an external little box. What's it called? Game Box Ultra or something. I think I paid, I got it on sale through Amazon for 100 and some odd bucks right after Christmas. Regularly 200 and something. The big deal with it is it's a portable, USB box that doesn't overheat like a lot of the Chinese boxes, and it does HDR pass-through, which almost none of those USB ones that aren't actually, I don't even think the AverMedia ones do. I think the only ones that actually do it are the Elgatos. Outside of that, I'm not really going to use it, but what I liked was that it has the ability to do that, meaning it can handle the higher color spaces and bandwidths and so on. So, do I have an item I can use on you? Heavenly Wrath. Blizzaga. Uh-oh, one of these is, who knows what he's going to be immune to now. Oh, that missed him. Nice. I think he's weak to lightning now. Let's go with Thundara. No, Ever does have one now. It's just almost, yeah. See, when I start seeing that, it's like, it's just too much for me. Like, I have to keep my equipment down. Like, I don't have the budget for it, right? So, my capture card basically had to be under 200 bucks Canadian. So it's like really the only way I could do it. And I haven't tried it yet, but the first thing I'm going to try it with is probably the Switch, because something that I know will be easy to stream is I purchased Dragon Quest 1 and 1 and 2. And I'm like, you know what, that might be fun leading into when Dragon Quest 3 comes out later this year at some point. And they're easy to stream, they're shorter games, and I've never beaten the second one. And the first one I haven't beaten since the NES era. There we go. This fight was way harder in the 3DS version and the Ouya version, and way harder in the original version. So there we go. Oh, the tree is talking to us. Yeah, it's going to get us out of here. Here comes the king. I don't remember this happening in the original version. I think you just get teleported out. Cutscene time. Dragon Quest on there. Yeah, that's, you know what? I know that they're mobile ports, but their games are so simple. That's fine. I also am not going to play them on mobile, and they're the only console that they're even available on. I am so surprised that when they both, I think, got ported to the PS4 in Japan, I don't know if I were to download it on a Japanese account if it would have English on it. Otherwise, I would have done that. All right, Fang of Wind. They don't. Okay, so then me paying $6 and like $11 was worth it. I know they've been on sale for like $4 a couple times, or like, here's the thing. I think I own them on mobile, because I'm pretty sure I bought them. Can I actually go back in here? It blows me away. That's interesting. I think I bought them when I bought the Pixel C, you know, the Nintendo Switch a year before the Nintendo Switch. I think I paid $1.99. But, you know, I have, do I have an Android tablet anymore? I don't think so. I've got my iPad, and I could probably get it on there for like $1 or $2 or whatever when they're on sale. But like, then it's kind of a hassle. Like, how do I hook that up to my box? I guess what would I have to do? Like, how do you capture from that? There's got to be something that plugs into the lightning port and can pull out, you know, video information or something. Or do I have to like cast it to my television and then find a way to record it from the screen? Oh, 1 to 3. You know what? That's not bad. Yeah, I think I saw a couple people that on our Facebook pages that purchased it that way. So, okay, Tata saved. Great. Let's see what else. Does anybody else have anything fun to say? Thank you. Husband's back. So he's the dude that was below us. Can't go into their thing anymore. I was hoping there might be treasure back there. What do you got to say? You're so cool. Yeah, we already been there. What's the mayor got to say? Okay, nothing fancy. So, we're gonna go up to the king, because that's where we get the part to make this into an airship. And it's funny, like, there's an actual Switch cartridge, like you said. It probably costs like, 50 or 60 US, like almost $100 Canadian. But the first two games, if you buy them digitally, are like a total of $20 or less. Thank you for leaving the kingdom. Yada yada yada. I've already went through this area and cleared it, but yep, floating island, cool. Oh, that's why you'd want to be a thief. You wouldn't need the key. But now I bought like 50 of those keys. That's fine. Do. All right, so let's go over and see Sid to turn the ship into an airship. I don't think there's anything else to do here at this point, but we'll fly around and take a quick look-see. All right, well, actually, let's heal up. Shantae OG and Wonder Boy 4 remake on the cart. So 2-1. Oh, that's cool. Wheel of Time. The excuse is I couldn't remember how to make it land on ground. I think in the original version of the 3D remake, he's just like, you can't land on the land because the ship was originally a water ship. All right, let's go talk to the lady here because she's going to be upset that Desh is gone, and I just want to see what she says. What, he threw himself in the furnace? Tower of Owen? He's probably fine. And what's the mom going to say? Okay, she didn't change anything that she said. Okay, so let's give us a save. Oh, save. Now, we can't go over anything. I do not think there is anything that we can do differently here. How many of those keys do I have? 68. Yeah, I don't need to buy any more. I don't think they're going to change anything they say yet at all. Is there anywhere I can fly to? I really don't think so, but anywhere I can fly to that I couldn't get to before. I know we can't go there yet. We can talk to the... Oh yeah, I gotta go to the water. Let's go talk to the Gulgans for a second. They might say nothing different, but it's always worth checking. They got anything new? Maybe not. What's he got to say? Okay, so yeah, they have nothing new to say. I was hoping they'd mention like, hey, it's time to fly away or something. And Shazam. There ain't nothing on the world. Oh, at least the world map shows you what there is and isn't. I'm trying to remember. I know you go to the ship. Is there anything I can do yet without doing that? No, nothing. Oh, you can't land there anyway. What happens if I run here back and forth a bunch of times? What enemies are on the overworld, if any? Is there any enemies in the overworld yet? I'm gonna say no. Okay. And then up here, we have the temple that we can't do anything in yet. The ship is gonna be right over here. Oh man, you fly so much faster than in the remake. So what's up here? What the hell is that? Oh, that's the crystal. That's the end of the game. That doesn't show up in the original version yet until, like, you reveal the world. Any enemies here yet? Hello? I guess no, because the world's still frozen. So, away we go. No. Is there anything here? Anything I can do? No, we gotta go inside. So, let's go on down. Let's steal whatever's in here. Blood sword. Sword that absorbs the enemy's HP. So we'll get you, and we'll get you. It's under the water after the huge earthquake. I was on a boat at the time, luckily enough. I saved that young lady. She was clinging to a piece of driftwood. The only survivors as far as I'm aware. Potion? There we go. That's all we needed to do. Didn't have to waste anything. So, she's a water priestess, and she's going to help us go to the water temple. What have you got to say? Please take me to the Temple of Water. There's a sealed door at the Cave of Tides with the crystal shard we should be able to enter. Okay. What's he got to say? Sure, like the idea, sake for your concern. If you're saying, look at yourself here. Okay. Now we get to go to the temple. I think Wonder Boy just had a box set or like a release that has all the original versions, not like the remake ones, put together. Was it NN Games or somebody's putting it out? We received a press release about it. I'll have to check it out. What have we got here? Cool. Do. All right, now what does she have to say? Okay, so that should work. So let's get in here. All right, so no secret path to get to the left. I'm going to assume no. So we got to go. These guys hit pretty hard. Level up. What do you gotta say? You were the chosen was like a type of the warm aura. It's getting strong. Okay. No secret there. Oh, so that just brings us up underneath and around. Okay. Anything back there? No. At least there's not as many status ailments in this game. FF2 was getting, like, me totally terrified of constantly getting status ailments the whole time. That and all the doors that lead to nowhere. Sort you. No. Sweet, that leads... Does that really lead to nowhere? We'll take a look. So the cockatrice looks different here. It's not a bird. Oh, right. My cut's level 23. Okay. So it was a dead end. JT got a level. Alrighty, so I thought there was like a spell over on the right-hand side somewhere. I'm not seeing it on the map, but we'll go over anyway. I know when I played the the 3D version, there was something over here. Could have sworn there was like a blizzard or something over there, Blizzara. Guess not. Okay. That must have been something they just added for the 3D remake. Hope we get a life spell soon. this should be it, so... Uh-oh. Alright, Kraken. Now you're gonna get it. Guess you can try Blizzaga. And... Zeus's Wrath. Andara. There we go. What did we get from this? Okay, so we got some of the most useless ones, unfortunately, and a couple good ones. At least they explained they didn't want to leave her body there, because in the original version, she's just dead and left there buried. Now the water is receding. Finally awake. 3 days is a long time to sleep. Whenever I see that in games, that's like a very common thing. You've been asleep for 3 days. Okay, it's gonna sound bad, but all I think is, so did they just crap the bed? Like, I know your body when you sleep slows down, right? And it slows down the metabolism, and that you still when you wake up, you have to go pee or poo. But like after 3 days, wouldn't you have peed and pooed the bed? Like what inn is like, it's okay, you're in a coma, we're just gonna clean up your, soiled bed while you sleep. Or even worse, when you see games where like you've been asleep for 7 days, like in an anime. I'm like, does nobody poop in the world of anime and JRPGs? Right. Don't think we think, Grandpa. Oh, no, I don't need that many high potions. Yes, that's good enough. Actually. Yeah, exactly. See what I mean? Like, along with my whole time thing, the biggest thing that always bugged me is you've been asleep for days. It's like, you get out of bed, like, again, 2 seconds. All you have to do is not explaining the poop thing. That's just, I know that's a part of real life that you could just let go over your head. But like when they're like, it's been 7 days, they should have it when you get out of bed where your character for like the first few steps is slow moving and they're like, oof, the muscles started to seize up. And then just like, you know, maybe the first battle or two after you have been in your coma should be harder to beat. Like your stats are lowered. And then once you retain your strength or whatever. Right. So just got another piano I can play at. Yep. And let's see if I sound any better. Seems like no one remembers the earthquake or that turned to stone. Goldor. There we go. Well, I've gotten better at playing. I don't know if there's any more pubs in this game where you can play at. In fact, when I played it in the third 3D remake, I played the piano really well here. I don't remember playing the piano in the other towns if it was scripted so that they're bad there and then automatically good here. I know in Final Fantasy V, you have to play in every town and it will slowly, progressively get you better. And as long as you don't miss any of them, if you go to the town in Mirage, you play the perfect version and you get like a special item for beating it. Okay, so this is where I have to meet the old dudes, I think, but I should go and try to get all the items. I think there's items up there. Where did oh, I see. This is regrettable indeed. Okay, so he remembers what happened because he was not affected by the freezing of time. He was in that ship. Cool. I like that they added that little aspect there. So how do I get up there again? I guess I can't get up there until I open the gate. Anything in the grass? No. Oh, here's the old men. The old men who are probably 35 in this game because, anime. Oh, they come back again. I just wanted to see if it would see something different. Oh, well. Alright, you got anything to say? Nope, nothing. This is just the Revify area. Before we go into the sewer. Move, lady. Let's get some armor. Oh, wait. We got new classes. Okay, so... Oh, yeah. Okay, so... Geomancer is useless, and you should never use the Geomancer, I don't think, ever. Dark Knight, Black Belt Viking. Bard is also useless. The Evoker is the summoner, and they are useless. I mean, you get Bahamut and that later, but the problem with this game is they cast 2 different spells depending on what your job level is. And to get the powerful you know, Mega Flare or Nuke or whatever, you have to be at like way higher level, and it's random. It's like flipping a coin. Dragoon we have to equip at some point. Viking we don't, but they have good weapons here. I will switch to Black Belt. And Dark Knight we have to do near the end. At least one or two characters has to be a Dark Knight. So we're gonna switch Mike's job to being the Black Belt, and that's where he's probably gonna stay until we get the last two jobs where we can switch into Ninja. Let's see what we can get here. No. Chakra Band. I guess what they're hinting at is that I should switch the main character to be a Viking for at least here. So we will go with Viking Helm, Viking Mail, and let's do that. I thought we got better. I thought we got better versions of the mages here. Or maybe, what did I do wrong? No. Maybe, I think you get, oh wait, you might get them at the time that you get the sage, which can do both types of magic? Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Anyway. Mangooch, ooh, that lowers it, huh? We don't have a lot, so let's equip our stuff. And optimal. And now we'll sell some of the stuff that we've received that I don't want. Don't need you, we don't need you. We're gonna keep the blood sword and the royal sword for now. Sell you. And we're gonna, oh, we don't even have enough for Kaiser. Well, I have to get one. No, so wait, what's your... okay, so... we... okay, we're gonna sell the royal sword. We'll get him one Kaiser Knuckle. Okay, we'll equip that one because we'll get a second one soon. We're gonna go outside and we're gonna grind until we have enough money. Because if we try to get in... we're on a chain. That's neat. Let's... fight. So how much money we get? Yeah, okay. We'll fight a little bit here, get enough money for a second claw. Ugh. So, let's cure you. Oh. Well, that sort of helped. Actually, we haven't cast Sight before. Interesting. Okay. So it shows us everything we haven't been to as well. Okay. So, what has he still got on him? We're gonna have to fight a little bit anyway to get enough money for item replacements. Level up is good. Right. Level up there. 6,000. So what I'll probably do for this session today is we'll do the sewers there where we get the item that we can go into Goldor's mansion, and then we'll do Goldor's mansion and we'll call it a day. I might do a real late night stream again, like after midnight. We'll see. But that'll be good because then I can take a break after this, and after that's done here, have some dinner, and I'll make sure that I'm ready and I can hop on and watch your stream there, Ken, when you're ready to go. That'll be fun. It's just funny, you know, you'll be playing it, and I'm also... I downloaded the game, I'll be starting my review of it, but I'll be seeing you play it before I've technically started my review. Well, shit. Okay. Oh, right. So. Magic. Boom. 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 What level are we at? 24. Well, crappity crap. I think we're gonna have to go into town after this. Yeah, let's go into town. And heal. Oh. Alright, let's go. Don't have enough money. But we can go to the... Oops, not there. What we should see, because I don't think we looked... Oh, there isn't any magic in this town. Okay. But we should go heal up. Righto. So we'll save. And we're 2/3 of the way there, money-wise, to being able to get that second claw, and that should be all the equipment we need. And it'll have given us a little bit of time to level up a bit. And then whatever items we find in the sewers, we can sell and get some money to replenish our items. These things look like chickens. Like chicken raptors, or like chicken dactyl. Alright, 11,000. 4,000 to go. Righto, you're all healed up. Now, let's... 12,000, so getting closer. We got a high potion out of that. 13,000. Oh, bad breath. Oh, that's a pain. Mages, save the day, please. Alright. Poisona. Toad. Mini. And eye drops. He doesn't have any magic, so I just leave that on him until we heal inside. Alright, so I hope we get the Asuna spell soon so I can heal everything. Okay, leveled up. No, I want to see something. 148 attack with those two Morning Stars. Yeah, so it is better than when I was the Knight. Everybody else is so close to gaining a level. We should probably just gain a level here before we go into town. That way we have enough for the weapon as well as a few potions, probably. Oh, got a Heavenly Wrath. Okay, might got a level up. Pretty good, actually. Increases for a lot of things. That's always great. Oh, don't cast that on me. Okay, levels up. Alright. Good, good. Alright, let's heal up. Now, how many? So 5 charges each of those spells. Actually, do they have any? And potentially level 5 stuff. Good, when it comes to it. So let's go get that extra claw. Or the knuckles. Okay, that's more like it. So that's more than he can have when he's unequipped. So that leaves me with 2 grand. Now I gotta go talk to this dude. To get the sewers, retrieve the levergrass shoes, the sewers. Oh no, you can't go there. Too many monsters. That's why it's sealed. Don't you see? Look, we're on a dimension. Yada yada yada. We're the warriors of light. The old men think they are. Okay, now I'm gonna go back into his place and see. Is there anything I can grab or from a pot or a chest or something? No, no, narp, narp. Narp. Nothing. So where did he go? He just like decided not to be anywhere anymore? Oh, that hurts me. Okay, so we can't go up there, but we can go up that one. Black garb. Black cowl. Thief gloves. So is it only the thief? It's literally only the thief, and it's not worth it with the thief, not, as far as I can tell. Is there anything in the water up here I can do? Narp. Is there anything down here maybe? Mayhaps? No. Okay, so let's get through this dungeon. There, I like seeing that kind of damage again. And we got cat claws. So. Huh? 45 accuracy 99. Oh. Huh. Okay. It increases agility by... Yeah. Let's equip it. I know it lowered it slightly for the attack, but with that agility, it's a better idea. Now we gotta beat them up. Literally the weakest enemies in the game. Goblins. I like how in the Pixel Remasters, every game has different, like, weapons each have completely unique sprites for when they're attacking. Okay. I don't think there's anything down here. Oh, wait, there is. I remember this, actually. Or a cow. I think the knife can only be equipped by the thief. Power bracers, though. That's what I like to see. Wait a minute, can that be equipped by him? Yes. Okay, power bracers. Anything on that side? Oh, I didn't know there was one on the right side, though. Mangosh. Thorian hammer. Also by the thief only. Use of lightning Castandara. 5580. 7085. It's worse. I don't... It's actually a lot worse. It's really not worth it. But that's stuff we can sell. Okay, so... Okay, so now we get the real shoes. I wonder if I go down back in here again, if I can talk to her. I might actually do that just quickly. Let's see here. Where did the mayor go? All right, let's go back. Maybe the door is going to be locked, but we'll just cast teleport to get out. Actually, wait, do I have teleport? Yeah. Because it's not a long dungeon. Let's just see. Doot, doot, doot. What does she got to say? How are those old farts doing? Is that all she says, really? Okay, so we're gonna go and heal and then get a bunch of cure items if we can. Oh yeah, it's all high potions now. Okay, so we've got that. I should get the 2 mallets just in case we get hit with Mini. Let's go to Goldor's place. We're gonna save quickly. He's down here. If you try to walk over that the bog there, I know that it kills you instantly if you don't have those leathergrass shoes. So we're making our way. Let's see here. Boom. Able to walk over it, no problem. Preemptive strike. Screw you with your stupid ass bad breath. All right, so we will use up the old small potions first. Let's get in here. Now I know if we go, we'll go up first because I think it's all the way up and over. There's one weapon, if I remember correctly, that's good in here. And the rest of those are gold swords that are worth like nothing in battle, but you can sell them. That's not good. Come on, here we go. It's really a way to replenish your money and get you prepped for the next area. Wyvern claws, okay. And then cat claws. What does it say? Wyvern. Cast arrow when used in battle. Flame and lightning. And they increase agility. So watch. No, not Thorian hammer. Where is it here? Attack 5, accuracy 20. It's worth it, but it's, you can get, like I said, a fair amount of money for them. Okay, let's heal up. Actually, we'll do items. Got a gold needle. That's funny, they're dropping gold needles, of course. I think it's the top right one that changes where you go. This is why they want you to use the thief. But I've bought all these keys, so that's no problem. It's not that one. I think a couple of these have maybe... Is there anything in there to get? No. Maybe it's the bottom right one has a chest in it? No, I think it's, yeah, you just have to go to the top right one then. Alright, so. Go in. There's the secret crack in the wall. Oh, that's not good. We'll heal him up. No. So wait, you can go up and over. There's no chests in there, but I can just pass along through the bottom here. Yay, level up is always good. Still want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't see any other cracks in any of the walls. So it's not like there's a thing at the top right or anything. So here we are. Let's do a quick save. And we'll take on Goldor. Or Goldor. Not Goldor from Power Rangers. That would be interesting. Well, I guess it kind of is. Sort of. So what does boost do and kick? Oh, yeah. It's like the monk thing from FF4. I think you can attack. I think it's... We'll just use all my high-end spells. Only 198, huh? Is it Thundara, maybe? Oh, that wasn't great. No, so maybe it's fire that hurts him more. Okay, so we're gonna attack. You are gonna cast Cura right on him. And you are gonna cast Fira? And we'll see if that does more damage. No. Bam, bam. You're, Lizaga. And let's just repeat. Done. Nice. And he smashes his crystal, but it's not really a crystal. So we got the key. So now we're gonna teleport out of here. Walk back to town. Actually, no. We're gonna use a chocobo. All right, buddy. Let's get to town. Thank you for taking me there on your back, you crazy bird, you. And we're gonna go into town. We're gonna sell. We're gonna heal. And then we're going to sell the gold swords. And before we stop the stream, we'll go fly around a little bit and see what towns we can actually go to. I know some we can't access yet. There's a couple optional ones before we have to continue the main story. Let's see here. Move, lady. Let's go sell some gold. Golden sword. There's some easy money. That hammer sucks. We aren't going to use the thief at all. So we don't need you or you anymore. Or you anymore. So we now have 82,000 money. And let's go. Let's see what we can, where can we go? Okay, so if we land on this island, oh, we can't do that. Let's see if we land here. Let's save. And is there anything on here? Is there going to be like more powerful enemies? They always, like Final Fantasy VIII has that island. I don't think so. Okay, so we'll just do one battle here because that's going to get JT his level up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch that Alex's character to the Dragoon. Oh, which we have nothing for yet, but let's see what we can do. Let's look at the map a little bit here. So there's nothing there. Nothing there, I don't think. Unless I'm drawing a blank. I guess there's nothing. I know we can't go here yet. And we can't go... If we try to go up here, it's going to kill us. That's the end game. That town we can go to, I know that. We can't go up. That's where what's her name is sleeping. Okay, and there's where we go eventually. We can visit this town, though. So we can visit, like, 2 towns. I don't have any equipment on, but that should be enough to kill them. So there's 2 towns we can go to before having to continue the story. So let's get in here. Okay, so let's see what magic we got here. I think this is where we get the spells for summons Shiva, Spark, Rama, summons Ifrit, Titan. They're not worth it. They really aren't. So we're not going to get any, like, until Final Fantasy V, they're not worth it. Actually, I'd almost argue till FF6. How do I get in to see him? There we go. The world like no. Okay, so he tells us that. Okay, so there's... I didn't know about this. Oh, so he tells you that that island has something underneath it. So how do I get over there? Nice. Secret elixir. Okay, and there was something... Nice, another free elixir. That's always good. So if somebody uses barrier shift, somebody magic is non-elemental, basically, is what they're saying. Okay. We don't need that. Now, what we could do is that. Fill up our high potions. That's really going to help for now. Now, there's a town down in here that we can't access, and we don't want to go there yet. We do not want to go there. We're going to skip you. I know there's a town. Town is up in there. Or is it just below us? It's below us. We can't get to that one yet. And I don't think we can do the town at the south yet either. The very south. I mean, we can go to, at least to fill in the map, we can go to here. Une Shrine. Une guards the dreams while sleep. Don't have the item yet, so there's nothing else there, but at least that will populate our map now with the location. Alright, so. Nothing there. Down here, we can't fly into that city yet. Because if we try, I think it's going to blow us away. Yep. So that's all the towns there, except for the town in the center here. We'll go here. I think, is this the Bard town? I think so. Bard and Geomancer town that's useless. You stupid, useless people. I mean, it sounds fine, but until you realize there's, like, no upgrades for the weapons later on. Okay, so. Rune bracers, at least. That's gonna be a good upgrade. Anything here? Anything hidden? Okay, so it's all about Bahamut and all that junk. Do you give me anything? Backstory that I've already talked about. That's nice, Odin and all that. I'm still gonna... Huh? Okay. I'm still gonna get Odin. I'll get all the stuff. I'm just not gonna use them. I mean, I'll maybe send them, or I'll use the spells as in, like, equipping them so I don't waste them. But they're mostly kind of useless. Like, especially once you get far enough into the game that you're, like, at endgame stuff. Earthen drums. Let's go sell that, because, again, useless. For the time being, we're going to change my job back because, yeah. We'll change it to night. Actually, no, we'll change it to Viking because I actually have all the equipment for the Viking. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need you or you anymore. I honestly don't need the items anymore either. Like, wait, you can't sell the mini? Well, I don't want it to take up space, so... Okay, so... We'll go take a nappy-doo here. And... let's go outside. So we'll save here. And that's going to be it. We'll pick this up either late tonight for a late night stream or burn the midnight oil stream. We'll see how I'm feeling. Or either that or tomorrow. And yeah, that's fun. And I'll definitely be popping on to watch your stream there, Ken. I'll see about uploading this to YouTube, and hopefully it doesn't take 9 hours to process. So, we're, I think, basically halfway through the game already. Which is kind of amazing, considering what, I guess, well, maybe we're like 40% through. Because Final Fantasy II was way longer. But yeah, so we'll see how long this ends up taking, but this has been a lot more fun than going through 2. And I still like 2, but this is more fun than, like, I think any of the playthroughs I've done of 3 in the past, this Pixel Remaster. So yeah, we'll be back, I guess, later on this weekend. Yep, see ya, dude.